They say every picture tells a story, but some photos whisper dark secrets from their final frames. From the innocent smile of a tourist seconds before a tsunami's fury to the unsuspecting wave of a president moments before an assassin's bullet, each photograph freezes time at the razor's edge between normalcy and nightmare. What untold stories hide in the shadows of these final frames? How many last smiles were captured before destiny changed its course forever? Join us as we look through photos taken right before disasters.
On to.
Steven Weber's underwater proposal tragedy. This will come to be the final moments of Steven Weber, a man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who drowned while proposing to his girlfriend, Kanesha Antoine, during their stay at Tanzania's Manta Resort. On September 19, 2019, the couple was enjoying a $1,700 a night submerged cabin, anchored 10 meters deep. Weber donned fins and a mask, holding a heartfelt note against the cabin's glass window. Antoine filmed from inside as he revealed an engagement ring. Tragically, Weber never surfaced, turning joy into heartbreak. Regina K. Walters' final photo by serial offender. In 1990, 14-year-old Regina K. Walters and her boyfriend, Ricky Lee Jones, fled their Texas home, hoping for freedom. Hitchhiking toward Mexico, they accepted a ride from trucker Robert Ben Rhodes, unaware he was a repeated offender. Rhodes unlawfully killed Jones and kept Walters captive, subjecting her to weeks of mistreatment. This photo was taken in an Illinois barn. Rhodes photographed a terrified Walters before strangling her. Years later, authorities uncovered the horrifying extent of his crimes. Priest's helium balloon flight tragedy. In this photo, Brazilian priest Adelia Antonio de Carli is seen before his daring attempt to break a world record on April 20, 2008, using 600 helium balloons. His goal was to stay in the air for 20 hours. Shortly after takeoff, he disappeared, sparking intense search efforts. Sadly, 2 months later, parts of his body were found along Brazil's coast, confirming the tragic end to his balloon flight adventure. Russian teen Xenia's fatal power line selfie. 17-year-old Xenia Ignatieva, passionate about photography, climbed a railway bridge in St. Petersburg to capture a dramatic nighttime selfie. As she posed above the tracks, Xenia tragically lost her balance and fell. In desperation, she grabbed a live power line, suffering a fatal 1,500-volt shock before hitting the concrete below. Her friend, Oksana, waited helplessly nearby and was found beside Xenia's lifeless body when emergency responders arrived, devastated by the accident. Polish couple's fatal barrier crossing. At Portugal's Cabo da Roca cliffs, a Polish couple tragically fell to their deaths while attempting a selfie beyond a safety barrier. Their 5- and 6-year-old children, who witnessed the fatal plunge, are now under psychiatric care. A Spanish couple at the scene alerted emergency crews, but recovery efforts were delayed by rising tides. It took until Monday for rescuers to retrieve their bodies, marking a heart-wrenching end to the incident. Tina and Gabe Watson's honeymoon diving incident. In October 2003, newlyweds Tina and Gabe Watson traveled to Australia for a dream honeymoon. Tina, a novice diver with a heart condition, was hesitant about scuba diving, but Gabe, an avid rescue diver, persuaded her. Before their trip, Gabe pushed Tina to change her life insurance, naming him the sole beneficiary. Though she told her father she had done so, she hadn't, It was a decision that would later raise haunting questions. Princess Diana's final car ride. On a tragic night in Paris, Princess Diana's life ended after a high-speed car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Chased by paparazzi, driver Henri Paul, later found intoxicated, lost control at 121 miles per hour. Witness Jérôme Laumonier described the crash as huge and terrifying. Diana was rushed to Pitié-Salpêtrière Hospital, but doctors couldn't save her. At just 36, the beloved princess was pronounced dead, leaving the world in mourning. MLK Jr.'s last balcony photo. On April 3, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. arrived in Memphis during a storm to support a sanitation workers' strike. He stood on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. That night, he delivered his final impassioned speech at Mason Temple, despite appearing tired and worn. Witnesses recalled his voice reaching unmatched intensity, filled with drama and passion. The next evening, at 6:01 in the evening, King was shot on the same balcony. Officer Ashley Gwynden's fatal first shift. This was her first day as a Prince William County police officer in 2016. Ashley Gwynden responded to a domestic violence call. The scene turned tragic when Ronald Hamilton took the life of his wife, Crystal, and opened fire on the officers. Ashley was fatally shot, and 2 others were injured. Initially sentenced to death, Hamilton's penalty was later reduced to life in prison without parole. Ashley's bravery remains a lasting memory of her sacrifice. Atomic bomb drop on Hiroshima. On August 6, 1945, Colonel Paul W. Tibbets Jr. waved from the cockpit of the Enola Gay, a Boeing B-29 bomber, moments before carrying out a mission that would alter history. The plane flew over Hiroshima, a bustling city below, unaware of the devastation about to unfold. Moments later, the atomic bomb was dropped, unleashing destruction that wiped out nearly all forms of life in Hiroshima. Columbine High School yearbook photo. In a chilling image from April 1999, Columbine High School students posed for their yearbook, a snapshot of normalcy. In the upper left corner, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold made gun gestures toward the camera. Just days later, on April 20th, they carried out a devastating attack at their school, unaliving 12 students and a teacher. The tragedy shocked the world, marking one of the darkest moments in American school history. Beirut bombing selfie. In a bittersweet moment frozen in time, Lebanese teenager Mohammed Shah and his friends snapped a carefree selfie in Beirut. Unaware of the looming danger, they smiled for the camera. Moments later, a bomb detonated, claiming Mohammed's life along with those of his nearby friends. The Beirut terrorist bombing on October 23, 1983, caused widespread devastation, taking the lives of 234 people instantly and injuring at least 112, leaving an indelible scar on history. PSA Flight 182 collision. On a clear morning in 1978, Pacific Southwest Airlines Flight 182 collided mid-air with a Cessna over San Diego, California. The catastrophic collision claimed the lives of all 137 people aboard the Boeing 727-7 in the Cessna and several others on the ground. The tragedy unfolded in moments, devastating families and leaving the city in shock. Investigations later revealed that communication failures were the main cause of the accident. Hank Carr. In a haunting photo, Hank Carr stands calmly beside two police officers, moments before a devastating act. Shortly after the image was taken, he escaped his handcuffs and took the lives of both detectives, shocking the nation. On May 19, 1998, Carr's violent spree also claimed a Florida state trooper's life and ended in a convenience store standoff. This tragedy led to a memorial honoring the officer's bravery and sparked crucial changes in police safety protocols. RMS Titanic. This photograph is known as the last image of the RMS Titanic before its fateful voyage. Taken on April 11, 1912, it shows the massive ship departing Queenstown with 2,224 passengers and crew on board. Just 3 days later, the Titanic struck an iceberg, sinking into the icy waters of the Atlantic. The disaster claimed the lives of around 1,500 people, marking one of the deadliest maritime tragedies in history. Bruce Lee. This photo is the last known image of Bruce Lee before his sudden death on July 20, 1973, at the age of 32. A martial arts and film icon, Lee's impact on both Eastern and Western cultures was profound. His famous quote, "Be water, my friend," still resonates today. His death shocked the world and remains surrounded by mystery, with theories suggesting heat stroke or cerebral edema as possible causes. John Lennon. On December 8, 1980, John Lennon was photographed signing an album for Mark David Chapman outside his New York hotel. Just hours later, Chapman would take Lennon's life, shooting him 5 times in the hotel lobby. This tragic event shocked the world. Lennon, a legendary musician and member of the Beatles, was only 40 years old. His death remains a heartbreaking moment in music history. U.S. figure skating team flight. On February 15, 1961, the United States figure skating team was tragically lost in a plane crash near Brussels. The 18 team members, including coaches, officials, and family, were heading to a competition in Prague. All 73 people on board Sabena Flight 548 died, including Olympic gold medalist Peggy Fleming's coach. The crash, just weeks after the team's national championships were broadcast on TV, left the country heartbroken over this sudden loss. Uruguayan Flight 571. Andes crash. On October 13, 1972, Uruguayan Flight 571 crashed in the Andes Mountains. Of the 45 people aboard, 27 survived the crash. Stranded in freezing temperatures, they faced extreme conditions. For weeks, the survivors battled hunger and cold. After exhausting their food supply, they resorted to eating the bodies of the deceased. On December 20th, 2 survivors reached for help, and by December 22nd, the remaining 16 were rescued, marking the end of their terrifying ordeal. Bear attack in New Jersey. This photo captures a moment of carefree joy, with Dash Patel and his friends hiking in the peaceful woods of West Milford, New Jersey. Laughter filled the air as they ventured deeper into nature, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. Behind them, a black bear silently observed. In an instant, the peaceful day turned to terror as the bear launched a fatal attack, forever changing their lives. London bombing suspect photo. On July 7, 2005, Hasib Hussain was caught on camera leaving a store at King's Cross Station in London. moments before detonating a bomb on a bus. His attack was part of a coordinated series that took the lives of around 52 people. Hussein, an 18-year-old from West Yorkshire, had a large rucksack as he made his way to the bus. Police released the photo, hoping to trace his movements and gather more details about the tragic event. Free diving accident. In 2013, freediver Nicholas Meverly attempted a record dive at Dean's Blue Hole in the Bahamas. After reaching 236 feet, he surfaced but lost consciousness shortly after. Despite signaling that he was okay, safety divers tried to revive him for 90 minutes, but Meverly died from pulmonary edema. A photograph taken just after his dive showed him visibly distressed before his tragic collapse. His death marked the first fatality in an international freediving competition. Niagara Falls jump tragedy. On October 1, 1995, Robert Overacker, a 39-year-old lifeguard, attempted a daring stunt at Niagara Falls to raise awareness about homelessness. Riding a jet ski, he approached the Horseshoe Falls, planning to deploy a rocket-propelled parachute to land safely below. Tragically, the parachute detached mid-air, unbound to his body due to a packing error. Overacker fell to his death as his stepbrother and friend watched helplessly, marking him the 15th person to challenge the falls. Freddie Mercury in his garden. Shortly before his death, on November 24, 1991, Freddie Mercury, one of rock's greatest vocalists, was photographed in his garden. Just a day before, he revealed his battle with AIDS. Mercury passed away at 45, with close friend Dave Clark by his side. His funeral, attended by family and close friends like Elton John, featured a Zoroastrian service. Fans later turned the walls of his Garden Lodge home into a tribute shrine. American soldier's face. D-Day. This photo was taken on June 6, 1944, as American soldiers prepared to storm the beaches of Normandy, France, during D-Day, a turning point in World War II. As landing crafts approached, they faced relentless enemy fire, particularly at Omaha Beach, where resistance was fierce. Despite heavy losses, their courage helped secure the beaches, launching Operation Overlord. This heroic and grueling effort marked the beginning of the Allied liberation of Nazi-occupied Europe and reshaped history. Hawker Hunter jet crash. On August 22, 2015, a Hawker Hunter jet performing at a UK air show tragically crashed during a failed loop maneuver. The jet plunged onto the busy A27 road, striking multiple vehicles and unliving 11 people. Remarkably, the pilot survived. The devastating crash left the nation in shock and prompted major revisions to air safety regulations, aiming to prevent such tragedies in the future and protect spectators and bystanders alike. Soviet execution photo. In a haunting World War II photograph, Soviet guerrillas stand poised moments before executing a man accused of treason in German-occupied territory. Allegedly, the man had betrayed the resistance by revealing their positions to Nazi forces, endangering countless lives. The image captures a grim reality of wartime justice, where loyalty and betrayal often determine life or death. Also, the harsh measures resistance fighters used to maintain order and confront enemies within. Sharon Tate's last photo. On August 8, 1969, Sharon Tate, an 8 months pregnant actress, was captured in a haunting photograph before her final night. Just hours later, at her Los Angeles home, Tate and 4 friends were savagely unlived by Charles Manson's cult. The attackers left horrifying messages in blood, turning the crime into one of history's most infamous unlawful killings. Tate's life, full of promise and talent, was tragically overshadowed by this brutal, senseless act. James Bulger abduction. In a chilling 1993 photo, 2-year-old James Bulger is seen holding hands with a 10-year-old boy at a shopping mall in the United Kingdom. Hours later, James was abducted and viciously taken by 2 boys of the same age, Robert Thompson and John Venables. His body was found on a railway line 2 days later. The case shocked the nation, sparking intense debates on justice for young offenders and societal responsibility. Kamikaze aircraft collision. This powerful image freezes the moment a Japanese kamikaze aircraft hurtles toward an American warship during World War II. Kamikaze pilots, known as Divine Wind, deliberately crashed planes loaded with explosives into enemy ships, causing devastating damage. This tactic, peaking during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944, sank 34 ships and took the lives of thousands. The sheer bravery and tragedy of these missions left an indelible mark on naval warfare history. Lee Harvey Oswald shooting. On November 24, 1963, a moment frozen in history unfolded as Jack Ruby aimed his gun at Lee Harvey Oswald. Oswald, the man accused of assassinating President John F. Kennedy, was being escorted through the Dallas police station when Ruby stepped forward. In front of live television cameras, Ruby fired his weapon, fatally shooting Oswald. This dramatic and shocking event stunned the nation, raising countless questions about justice and unanswered mysteries. Oklahoma City bombing photo. In this haunting photo, Timothy McVeigh stands near a truck loaded with explosives moments before the April 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. At 9:02 in the morning, the powerful blast ripped through the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, taking the lives of 168 people, including 19 children. The attack left a third of the building in rubble and damaged hundreds of nearby structures. This devastating act of domestic terrorism forever scarred the nation and reshaped its security priorities. Waco glider accident. During a 1943 public demonstration at Lambert Field, tragedy struck the Waco glider. A loose bolt caused the right wing to tear off mid-flight at 1,500 feet. The glider nosedived, taking the lives of all 10 passengers, including city officials and military personnel. Investigators found a manufacturing flaw in a key part, dangerously thin for its purpose. The incident led to the grounding of all similar gliders for inspection, marking one of aviation's darkest moments. Tupac's last photo leaving MGM Grand. On September 7, 1996, Tupac Shakur was photographed leaving the MGM Grand in Las Vegas after watching Mike Tyson's boxing match. Earlier, a fight erupted in the lobby between Tupac's entourage and Orlando Anderson, escalating tensions. Hours later, while riding with Suge Knight, Tupac was fatally shot in a drive-by. The photo, now iconic, captures a fleeting moment before tragedy struck, marking the end of a legend and leaving questions that linger today. Tokyo political assassination. This photo was taken live in 1960 in Tokyo. It was a shocking act of political violence that unfolded as 17-year-old Otoya Yamaguchi fatally struck socialist leader Inejiro Asanuma with a traditional Japanese blade during a televised debate. Yamaguchi, a member of the ultra-nationalist Great Japan Patriotic Party, was assassinated before taking his own life in prison. The attack drew global condemnation, with leaders like President Eisenhower denouncing it as senseless. Decades later, its legacy continues to spark debate. Omagh bombing photo. In Omagh, Northern Ireland, on a peaceful day in 1998, a father carried his son on his shoulders near a parked car. Minutes later, at 10 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, a devastating car bomb exploded, unliving 29 people, including 9 children and 2 unborn babies, and injuring more than 200 others. The blast, suspected to be the work of the real Irish Republican Army, left the community shattered, marking one of Ireland's darkest tragedies. Filipino politician assassination. On New Year's Day in 2011, Filipino politician Ronaldo Dagsa captured a chilling moment outside his Manila home. While photographing his family, the image also revealed his assassin aiming a gun. Seconds later, Dagsa was fatally shot. The photograph proved vital, leading to the swift arrest of the gunman and his accomplice. Police linked the suspects to past crimes and suggested a grudge, as Dagsa had previously helped put them behind bars. Station nightclub fire. In this haunting photograph, flames can be seen just beginning to spread behind the guitarist on stage at the Station nightclub in Rhode Island. It was February 20th, 2003, when pyrotechnics used during the band's performance ignited foam insulation on the walls and ceiling. Within minutes, smoke filled the exits and flames consumed the building. The tragic fire claimed 100 lives and injured 200 others, forever marking a devastating night. James Dean's last fuel stop. In this photo, James Dean is seen fueling his Porsche 550 Spider at Blackwell's Corner, just moments before his tragic accident on September 30th, 1955. The 24-year-old actor, known for his roles in Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden, had stopped for gas on Highway 46. With his collar popped and his hair slicked back, his blue eyes and serious gaze marked the final moments before the crash that ended his promising Hollywood career. Elisa Lam elevator photo. This photo shows Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student, in the elevator of the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, moments before her mysterious disappearance in February 2013. Lam, from Vancouver, had been reported missing earlier that month. Weeks later, her body was discovered in a water tank after complaints about water quality. Security footage of her strange elevator behavior sparked viral interest and theories, including discussions about her mental health and the hotel's unsettling history. Nagasaki atomic cloud. This photograph captures the atomic cloud rising over Nagasaki, Japan, just moments before the wave of destruction hit. On August 9, 1945, the United States dropped the Fat Man bomb, causing a massive explosion that took the lives of about 40,000 people instantly. The blast released radiation, leading to thousands more deaths. The photo was likely taken by a United States Army Air Force member, documenting the bomb's impact. The devastation forever marked Nagasaki's history. Beirut port explosion wedding photo. In this image, a young bride beams with joy on her wedding day, minutes before disaster struck Beirut. On August 4, 2020, an explosion at the port of Beirut shattered the celebration. A fire in a warehouse storing dangerous ammonium nitrate caused a massive blast, taking the lives of at least 218 people and injuring thousands. The explosion destroyed much of the city and left many homeless, marking one of the most powerful non-nuclear explosions in history. Tourist photo with a sleeping child before the fatal flight. Olga Sheena captured a heartwarming photo of her husband holding their sleeping child on the steps of Metrojet Flight 9268 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt on October 31, 2015. The caption read, "We are going home." Tragically, just after takeoff, the flight experienced a catastrophic explosion that destroyed the plane in mid-air. All 224 passengers and crew on board were unlived, making it one of the deadliest aviation disasters in recent history. Franz Reichelt parachute test. In 1912, Franz Reichelt, a French inventor, chose the Eiffel Tower to test his parachute prototype. Dressed in his design, he stood before a curious crowd and jumped from 187 feet. Sadly, the parachute failed and he plummeted to the ground. An autopsy later revealed that Reichelt suffered a heart attack during the fall, dying before even hitting the ground. His tragic experiment highlighted both his boldness and the dangers of early parachuting attempts. Hey everyone, let's have our subscribers' pick for today. We're diving into a chilling moment in history, the events of September 11th, 2001. The image of a smiling little boy was taken with people completely unaware of what was happening in the background. At the same time, the first plane hit the World Trade Center. In that split second, everything changed. But was it all just a tragic coincidence? Was the world truly caught off guard? Or was it all part of a bigger plan? Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think happened that day? JFK assassination. This is the last photo of John F. Kennedy. November 22nd, 1963. President John F. Kennedy's motorcade is captured gliding down Main Street in Dallas, Texas. He and Jacqueline Kennedy are seen waving to cheering crowds from the back seat of an open limousine. Moments later, as the car turned onto Elm Street, gunshots erupted. Struck twice, Kennedy was rushed to Parkland Hospital, but he was pronounced dead at 1 in the afternoon. Utah teenager's train accident. This picture is a selfie gone wrong. In October 2011, 3 Utah teenagers posed for a selfie on railroad tracks in Spanish Fork Canyon, smiling with a westbound train in the background. Minutes later, an eastbound train fatally struck Essa Ricker and Kelsey Webster and injured Kelsey's sister, Savannah. The train's crew sounded the horn, but it was too late. Family and friends built a memorial near the tracks, remembering the vibrant lives lost in that tragic moment. Ukrainian soldier landmine incident. In this striking image, a Ukrainian soldier is seen leaping across a battlefield, unaware of the danger beneath him. As he landed, a hidden Russian landmine exploded, sending debris flying. The blast caused severe injuries, leading to the immediate amputation of his right leg. The moment was a devastating reminder of the unseen perils soldiers face daily, risking everything in a relentless fight to protect their homeland. Karl Wallender's fatal tightrope walk. The photograph captures Karl Wallender, a world-famous tightrope walker, moments before his tragic fall in Puerto Rico in March 1978. At 73 years old, Walenda was performing a high-wire walk between two hotels, suspended 121 feet above the ground. Gusty winds swayed the wire as the veteran daredevil stepped forward. Suddenly, he lost his balance and fell, marking the heartbreaking end to a legendary career filled with breathtaking stunts. Harambe Incident. In May 2016, a 3-year-old boy fell into Harambe's enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo after crawling through a barrier and landing 10 feet below. Harambe, a 450-pound gorilla, grabbed the child and dragged him around the moat. For 10 tense minutes, staff assessed the risk. Fearing for the child's life, the zoo's dangerous animal response team made the difficult decision to shoot Harambe, ending a situation that had no precedent at the zoo. Father helping ducks, cross-struck by vehicle. On May 2023, Casey Rivera, a father of 2, stopped his car to help a mother duck and her ducklings cross a busy California road. Witnesses applauded his kindness, but tragedy struck as a teenage driver hit Casey while he returned to his car. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A heartfelt tribute of flowers and rubber ducks now marks the spot, honoring Casey's selfless act and its lasting impact on his community. Ali Samsudin Cobra Attack. Ali Khan Samsudin, Malaysia's famed King of the Snakes, mesmerized audiences with daring performances, even kissing deadly cobras. Known for pushing limits, he once lived with 5,000 scorpions for 21 days and 400 snakes for 40 days. But on December 2, 2006, during a show, one cobra fatally bit him. Ali died 3 days later at age 48, leaving behind a legacy built on bravery and a tragic end to his legendary career. Jolie Callan Cliff Pushing Incident. Jolie Callan, 18, agreed to a hike with her ex-boyfriend Lauren Bunner on August 30, 2015 at Chehaw State Park in Alabama. Lauren posted photos during the outing, including Jolie standing on a cliff's edge captioned, "Just enjoying the view." Tragically, Lauren pushed her off the 40-foot cliff, ending her life. This shocking act marked a devastating end to Jolie's story, forever tied to her final moments captured in those images. Electric chair execution. At Sing Sing Prison in New York, a prisoner faced his final moments before execution in the electric chair. Overcome with fear, he sat restrained, awaiting the brutal process. Spectators observed in silence as the executioner flipped a switch, sending a powerful electrical current through the prisoner's body. The jolt of electricity caused his muscles to contract violently, and his body would convulse. The process was swift but brutal, causing immense physical pain and eventually death, leaving a chilling and tragic mark on those who witnessed it. Mick Fanning Shark Encounter. During a surfing competition, Mick Fanning faced a heart-pounding encounter with a great white shark. The shark tangled in his safety cord, causing moments of fear and suspense. With quick instincts and incredible bravery, Mick struck the shark, forcing it to retreat. Spectators on the beach watched in shock and relief as he emerged unharmed. This unforgettable event highlighted Mick's courage in the face of one of nature's most feared predators. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.